All right, welcome everyone to today's live stream. It's Monday, October 2nd, 2023. In Canada, it's Truth and Reconciliation Day, so a lot of people have the day off. Hope you're enjoying your day off. And let's dive in. This is an article that I showed earlier in the year, February 17th. More than 107,000 tech sector employees have lost their jobs since the start of 2023. So February 17th, so that was essentially 6 weeks into the year. Big layoffs, but let me give you an update here. We've got currently 1,033 tech companies with 238,329 employees laid off. Now, I want to bring to your attention, this is not just all layoffs. Like, for example, number 7 this week was Lululemon, 120 people laid off in New York City. But the reason, because they had an acquisition. So, just something to consider, when we see a lot of these layoffs and things of that nature, it's also indicating that there could easily be mergers, acquisitions within companies, and that will affect employees, right? That'll affect the number of people employed. But just to give you an idea, so this is as of today, 2023, 238,329, and last year, all of last year, just to show you the difference, all of last year in 2022, 164,769 people. So dare I say this year could double that of last year? It could. And the thing to consider is as difficult as it is for employees to lose their jobs, it makes companies more profitable. So there could be, as layoffs continue, I just want to show you this is definitely a trend that will continue well into the remaining of the year. And just something to consider. But also, too, the profitability that comes from this for companies is incredible. Like it's an instant savings, cash savings to their bottom line. And as mergers and acquisitions continue, we will see more and more companies lay off in North America, but also globally. So this is an excellent site if you want to track some of this stuff. Take a look. It's layoffs.fyi. Layoffs.fyi. Okay, so as promised, I think this is an interesting sector that is going to a lot of. Let me start again. This is a sector that is trendy, right? I've always said the trend is your friend, and this sector will continue investing in self-driving technology, how to cash in on the trend. But here's a nice thing about this trend. I think it's here to stay. Like, as much as we're hearing about, certain technologies and things that are coming and going, I think we've got one here that is not going away. It fits well into the climate crisis situation, right? They're wanting people to move into what's called a 15-minute city where everything is very close. They're not really wanting consumers, people to be driving cars, and self-driving technology is really taking off. So anyway, have a listen.
The big companies that play in this space that people should be on the lookout for?
Yeah, the big companies, of course, Waymo is probably in the lead at the moment, and GM Cruise is certainly there. As Dan mentioned, Tesla, of course. But one of the problems with a lot of this industry is the lack of sharing of information and data. And so we really don't know enough about how these vehicles are performing. And while I don't disagree that perhaps 1 out of 5 will, by the end of the decade, will have some degree of autonomy, and many of them, in fact, have some degree of autonomy right now with Super Cruise and others, I just think it's going to be a little tougher for the average American to take a vehicle, uh, perhaps without a steering wheel, when in fact it can't do everything that a driver can do. I think we're probably 20 years away from being able to go on dirt roads, going on mountain roads, and other kinds of things. But for everyday driving, I think by the end of the decade, you're going to see quite a few, and 1 out of 5 is a pretty good estimate on the road.
Yeah, we have different levels of autonomy here, from things like you said, Super Cruise, to potential of robo taxis and things like that. So Dan, putting your investor hat on, what do you think are some of the big plays here? Is it the automakers, or is it even like chip makers like NVIDIA and companies like that?
Well, I think it's similar to what we see with AI. I mean, there's derivative plays from the chip perspective in terms of, when you look at that ecosystem from a self-driving autonomous and who plays there, that's throughout Asia as well as the US, NVIDIA, and others that are going to be going after this market. But then ultimately, it's really, I think the first derivative, it's going to be the OEMs. I think that's where you look at Tesla. I think ultimately Uber is actually a tangential play, because we believe not just 1 of 5, potentially 2 of every 5 Ubers end of the decade could be self-driving autonomous, basically no driver. And then you're going to look at the commercial side, in terms of some of these commercial plays. And I think Sam brings up GM. I do think that's really important. I think Cruise is a significantly undervalued asset at GM. And for anyone that's done any sort of test drives there in San Francisco, it's eye-popping in terms of that technology.
Lawrence.
Well, there you go. So he's suggesting companies such as right here, General Motors, Tesla, Uber. So might be an interesting thing to take a look at. Obviously, you'd be looking at their PE ratios within these companies to see which is a better investment. Obviously, the lower the PE, price to earnings ratio, the better the investment. So anyway, I just thought it was interesting. Have a look at that. And wanted to bring in, hopefully you've been navigating your way around the website. As I mentioned last week, we launched the new portal. So thanks so much. We've gotten some really nice comments and feedback about the website. So we appreciate that. And if there's anything that you would like to see, let us know. But I want to point your attention to stock posts, is this tab up here. And in order to see, Chris Johnson posted about a company, Surge Battery Metals Inc. You have to just hit the drop down arrow. Some people are asking me, hey, I don't see the arrows or the comments. This is where they're located. Just click that arrow, and then sure enough, this pops up. Where else did I want to take you today? Talked about Stock Forum. Let's go to, right now I'm really liking the Magic Stock Selector. Maybe you all have too. But essentially we're showing a company that is a 5-star rated stock with a buy rating. Here's one, Tega Building Products Ltd, $3 a share and up 3.4% today. Look at this MFI though, 21. So in a really good, let me get it on the screen here. There we go. 21.16 approximately, in a really good place there. It's what you want to see. We are playing around with this AI feature. We still got to dial it in, but we're doing trading price predictions. So as you can see, it's totally early stage beta, but we're putting it out to you. Yeah, just kind of take a look at it. Again, still need to dial in, obviously, because it's, a bit off the mark for this particular one and for some that I've seen as well. But we're going to work on this. This has been our big a big project behind the scenes that we've spent a lot of time and energy on, and just wanted to bring it to your attention that it is something that hopefully there, you can see it on the screen there. Hopefully we can continue to dial it in, but that's why it says beta. This is our price prediction, right? This is our price prediction that we're working on fine tuning. And when we get this fine tuned, I think it's going to be a great addition to the software, but we'll keep you in the loop as to when that seems to be able to happen. So as always, we look through these metrics and look at the company description. This company has got 576 employees, distributor building products in Canada. So North America, offers lumber, panel products, plywood, particle board, blah, blah, blah. You can read all of this. Founded 1973, headquartered in Burnaby. And yeah, just interesting. Not a big company, right? It looks like a relatively small company. Let's go to summary tab. So 313 million, 313.4. So 313 million, very small company. I would consider this a nano or micro cap stock. So you wouldn't put your whole portfolio in it, but some of these you never know, right? Like look at the price, well above all the averages. This, if it made a pop, it could move up here quite nicely. So, but very small trading range for the year, 254. Looks like the high was right around 322. So anyway, take a look at that. Hope you have a fantastic week and a very, very happy Thanksgiving to those of you in Canada. I know it's coming up. Next Monday is our Thanksgiving Day, so I will not be live streaming next Monday. I'll be spending it with family. So thanks so much for all your support. We have had an incredible year. You know, prior to this year, we were essentially pre-revenue, right? Our revenues were very low. This year, we cracked the 100,000 mark, and we may end up cracking the 200,000 mark this year. We'll see how the year ends up this last quarter, but it's been phenomenal, just a phenomenal year. So thank you for your support. Thank you for participating in our courses, all the offerings, everything that you do with me with money personally. A course that you take is all the revenue we're rolling into the stock picker, because our goal is to go public. And I think in 3 years at this growth rate, we're going to be able to do that. And we're going to be able to richly reward those 32 investors that we have that believe in us, have invested in us. We thank you. We're very grateful. And we're executing on everything we promised, and we will continue to do so. So have a very happy Thanksgiving with you and yours, and I'll see you in the following week. Thanks, everyone. Take care.